Welcome to Learning with Lai. We shall talk about fractions in this video. Fractions means part of a whole or part of a single unit. So fraction means part of a whole or part of a single unit. Let's take for example, we have a pizza. So for illustration purpose, we use this as a pizza. As we can see, the pizza is shared or divided into 8 parts, and the pizza serves as a single unit or whole, which is divided into parts. If 3 people are to eat out of this pizza, let's say A, B, C. So A receives 3 out of 8. A receives 3 out of 8. So let me shade his portion 3 because he's receiving 3 out of 8. So that's the portion for A. Then B receives 4 out of 8. B receives 4 out of 8. So let me shade the portion of person B. Then obviously the last person is going to receive only 1 out of this pizza. So person C receives 1 out of 8. So in terms of arithmetic expression, the portion that A received can also be written as this in terms of arithmetic expression. So A, instead of having 3 out of 8, that will be A receives 3 out of 8, and this is in terms of arithmetic expression. In terms of arithmetic expression for person B, that will be 4 divided by 8, and in terms of arithmetic expression for person C, that will be 1 divided by 8. So the main deal which we're talking about is fraction. So, and we're going to write that in terms of fraction. Now, in terms of fraction, this would now be written as fraction for person A would be 3 out of 8. That would be 3 over 8. For person B, that would be 4 out of 8. That would be 4 over 8. And for person C, that would be 1 out of 8. So now, the top number here written for person A is what we call the numerator. Any number that is written above this line is what we call the numerator. And the number written at the bottom is what we call the denominator. But the line for the fraction, this line is now called the fraction bar or the vinculum. Vinculum or fraction bar. And another tip for us to remember which part is the denominator, since we know that the word down starts with letter D, so we can use that as the denominator also starts with letter D. So we can use that to always remember that, okay, any number that is written below this fraction bar or the vinculum is called the denominator. while the other number on top is called the numerator. So we can also write this fraction in terms of words. For person A, that will be 3/8. This will be 3/8. For person B, that will be 4/8. The ordinal form of 8. And for person C, that will be 1/8. Because 1 is singular, so it's not going to have a plural form of 8. The ordinal plural form of 8. So now, let us now look at another example whereby we have a rectangular cake which is to be shared among some individuals. And let me sketch it out. We have a rectangular cake. So now let us imagine if 3 parts was given out of this rectangular block of cake. And let me shade it. If we have this portion to be given out, and we have this other part of this rectangular cake. So the part that was given out, the fraction 3 out of 8, in terms of fraction, that will be 3 out of, because the total pieces of cake is 9, so that will be 3 out of. So this was the part that was given. So the part that is now left is 6 out of 9. So this is the part that is left. So we've written it out in terms of fraction. So now let us now imagine that we're not giving this total rectangular cake out. If we're to give it out, that means I'm going to shade each part of this cake to be given out, and that will be 9 out of 9. And if you look at this now, if you remember that 9 out of 9 also means 9 divided by 9, and 9 divided by 9, that would be 1. So this is interesting. So any fraction will result to 1 in the lowest form is completely shared or splitted. And so let's also have it at the back of our mind. Once we share or divide a single unit or whole, a fraction is created. So I have a page whereby there's a list of fraction, and they are written in terms of words and also in terms of out of. So we can look at them, and it's just try to follow the sequence to know how to state the fraction in terms of word. So here we can see we have the fraction, we have the word, we also have another form of word whereby it is written in terms of out of. So we can see it's 0 halves. This is 0 over 2, 0 out of 2. And you can see that 0 halves is having a plural form, because 0, you can't really count it. Anything empty is just like a vast space. So that's why we're putting it in plural form. But you can see for 1 half, there's no plural form, but it is having the singular form. So it all goes on like that. 2 half, 0 thirds. So you can pause the video and try to look at the pattern of how the fractions are written in words. So thank you for watching, and more continuation videos on fraction is going to be released.